Hi everybody, Kerry here again. This is a little time-lapse video of an encapsulated 3D flower design. You can see that that's actually my client's natural nail. I just overlay. So I've put a very thin base layer down and a tiny amount of glitter with a little clear bead of acrylic. This needs to be as thin as possible, because if you've never done 3D before, when you're going to encapsulate it, if you make your base too chunky or your flower too chunky, by the time you've encapsulated it in clear, you're either going to end up with a very, very bulky nail, or to smooth the nail, you're going to end up filing into the flower design inside. So you can see I'm making my little petals as flat and smooth as possible, pressing each one out as flat as I can, keeping the point of my brush in the centre of the flower so that you still have some kind of texture, having a little bit of movement in it, the brush lines in it as it sets. It all adds to the design, and if you've got a clear enough acrylic, you really can see all this detail once it's finished. It is a shimmer acrylic, and if you've never done 3D before, you actually want to avoid acrylic that has glitter in it already. This is because each of those little glitter particles is going to affect the way that the acrylic moves when you're trying to manipulate it with the brush. It doesn't press out evenly all the way around if there's big chunks of glitter in it. So try use a flat plain colour, or one that just has a tiny bit of shimmer like this. The brush I've got is a size 2, I think it's a size 2. It's a Mini 3D from the Glitter Fairy. It's one of Lucy Fowles' brushes. So the only other problem that you can encounter with doing 3D work really close to the cuticle is filing. When you come to file the finished nail, you can actually file into the design, but you can see there at certain angles quite how flat this 3D work is. And it's easier to get the 3D design flatter if you use less product. So smaller beads, but just pressing them out further. So in a minute, we're going to do the centre section of the flower. Now, my brush is at right angles to the surface of the nail. It's very upright. It's not as smooth and as flat as when you're pressing petals out. And I use it to cut into the bead like a knife. So you cut in and then obviously manipulate it, tease it round to make a little spiral. Don't let this spiral be deep. It still obviously needs to be quite smooth. If it's too prominent, you're going to end up filing it. The leaves, I'll do another leaf to fill that space. The same as the petals, but I just use the point of the brush to tease the leaf out into a point. Press out the width, control it with the tip. So capping, this acrylic's actually quite wet. I use my clear wetter because I like it to sink into every single groove. You don't want to get any little air bubbles, and air bubbles usually occur right in the centre there where that spiral is. You'll get a bit of air trapped. So make sure your acrylic is sunk into every little groove of that design. I'm not going to bore you with the filing section. We go straight to top coating. But you can see there I've done 2, one on each hand. Top coating here, although I'm not actually top coating the one I've just shown you. This is the other hand. And as the clear goes on, you can see all that detail. It's very pastel and very plain, but they're cute and girly. So there's the finished look, and the other nails have the 3D on the surface. I hope you've liked it. See you next time.